We're almost there.
Yeah, it's all right. There's processes.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much discussion, but there's process.
Yeah.
Tonight, anyway.
You know how long it'll be until you guys start looking for the final plan?
Final plan will be in a couple months, and then as we proceed through approvals, they'll tweak a little bit, and then once we get final approval, we close.
That's really what it's about. So you're thinking like in the summer?
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah. Hi, Amber. How you doing?
Maybe this way.
Greg, have you been contacted? Anyone contacted yet? We've had a few people ask about residents. No, like media outlets.
Oh, I talked to one gentleman that was no, the
Business Journal.
I didn't see anything after that.
Okay, I'll just check out. Does anyone else?
I fly with them. No, not at all. We don't.
Somebody usually jumps in.
I can't follow fast enough anyway.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Well, you're first, Mike, so you're first.
Go ahead. I gotta see what she's got. Oh, this is just where she's saying I'm not gonna make that.
What?
That was her, I guess her email.
Oh. I thought. The City of Vandalia Council meeting for November the 4th, 2019 is now called to order. We will have a moment of reflection followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Would you stand for the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council, you've had an opportunity to look over the council study session minutes of October the 21st and also the council meeting minutes of October the 21st. Are there any corrections, revisions to be made? Seeing none, they'll stand approved. We have no communications, petitions, or awards this evening, nor do we have any public hearings. And that brings us to comments from interested citizens. So if there's anyone in our audience who would like to make comment, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and then your comment. Seeing none, we will continue with the city manager's report. And we have no information items this evening. However, we do have an action item. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So Taylor Cupp has requested appointment to the Vandalia Cultural Arts Committee, and Council did have an opportunity to speak with Mr. Cupp during your study session prior to this evening's meeting.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Your Honor, I move that we approve Mr. Cupp to appoint to the Vandalia Cultural Arts Committee.
Second.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Herbst, second by Councilman Blakesley, that we appoint Mr. Tyler Cupp to the Vandalia Cultural Arts Committee. Any comments? From our discussion, we understand that he's already become involved in the Arts Committee, and he has a lot of great ideas. And so we're looking forward to seeing some of those ideas in action. Anybody else? With that, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Herbst,
Yes.
Mayor Setzer.
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. We have no old business, and that brings us to our resolution this evening, and that's Resolution 19-R-56. Mr. McDonald?
A resolution authorizing the purchase of 6 18,800-pound capacity mobile column portable vehicle lifts requested by the Public Works Department from OTT Equipment Services, Inc. in the amount of $66,712.96.
Thank you very much. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So the in-ground vehicle lift at the Public Works Garage is failing and is unusable. Due to its age and condition, it's unlikely that it could be repaired or recertified, and if it's not certified, then the vehicle lift is unsafe for our mechanics to use. Instead of replacing the in-floor lift, staff is recommending the purchase of 6 portable lifts. Again, we're requiring 2 additional lifts so that we can continue to maintain our larger vehicles, which include our ladder truck, our fire engines, and our tandem dump trucks. These portable lifts would be able to be moved to a new Public Works facility at some point in the future.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 19-R-56.
Second?
It's been moved by Councilman Ayler, second by Councilman Lewis, that we do approve Resolution 19-R-56 as presented. Are there any comments? Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers,
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Herbst,
Yes.
Mayor Setzer.
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. We have no ordinances in their first reading. However, we do have an ordinance in its second reading, and that is Ordinance 19-20. Mr. McDonald?
An ordinance approving a planned unit development preliminary development plan and associated zoning map change for Redwood Vandalia for land generally located at 7,100 Webster Street.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So Redwood USA has submitted a preliminary plan for a mixed-use planned unit development on an 81-acre site located along the east side of Webster Street at the intersection of Park Center Drive. So the applicant is proposing to develop the site with 3 sub-areas. So sub-areas A and B, which both front on Webster Street, are proposed for commercial and industrial uses, while sub-area C, which is located to the rear of the site, is proposed for multifamily development. Sub-area C is planned to be the first phase of the development, and Redwood proposes to be the only developer of sub-area C. So they're proposing to construct 30 multifamily apartment buildings that would total about 173 units. The type of housing would range from 4 to 8 units per building. Each unit is proposed to include a 2-car attached garage, 2 bedrooms, and 2 full baths. Each building would have a single-story design that is both ADA and FHA compliant. The developer also notes that the units will cater to older generations and empty nesters who desire the maintenance-free convenience of an apartment in a private community. So the PUD also proposes to allow all neighborhood businesses to be permitted in sub-area A, all office industrial park uses to be permitted in sub-area B, and all neighborhood business uses to be permitted in sub-area C. So the Planning Commission did review this request at its September 24th meeting. They voted 5-0 to recommend approval, subject to a lengthy list of conditions here, which I will not read.
Okay, thank you. Since this is an ordinance in its second reading, I will open up a public hearing. And so if there's anyone in the audience who would like to make comment, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and then your comment. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and council people. My name's Gregory Thurman. I'm the division manager for Redwood in the Cincinnati-Dayton market. I'm just here to answer any questions should any arise. We've reviewed this a few times. I'll keep it brief.
Okay, thank you very much. I need a motion.
Your Honor, I move that we approve Ordinance 1920 in its second reading. Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Lewis, second by Councilman Blakesley, that we do approve Ordinance 19-20 in its second reading. Do we have any questions for him?
No, I'd just like to make one comment. We talked amongst ourselves, and I think everyone's kind of pretty excited about this development. And that land, there's been non-developed for many, many years. So I think it's good use of it, and we wish you good luck on the project.
Anyone else? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Mary, I just want to make sure I caught it. Did you close the public hearing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I know I did not. Close the public hearing. Huh?
I thought I heard you.
Oh, did you? Okay. It's closed.
Councilmember Ayers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Herbst?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. We have an emergency ordinance this evening, and that's ordinance 19-21. Mr. McDonald?
An ordinance to revise appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Vandalia, Montgomery County, Ohio, during the calendar year ending December 31, 2019, and amending Ordinance 1824 and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. And once again, because, Mr. Cruzy, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I want to make sure we got that opened and closed.
Okay, Your Honor, this ordinance would amend 2019 appropriations to add an additional $66,900 for the purchase of 6 portable vehicle lifts for the Public Works Garage. The amount will be allocated among the various funds. So in the Capital Improvement Fund, an additional $16,700. In the Street Fund, $16,700. In the Stormwater Fund, $6,700. And in the Water and Sewer Funds, each $13,400.
Okay. And since this is an emergency ordinance, I will open a public hearing. So if there is anyone in the audience who would like to make comment, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and your comment. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and ask for a motion.
Make a motion that we approve emergency ordinance 1921.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Blakesley, second by Councilman Ayers, that we do approve the emergency ordinance 1921. Are there any comments? Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Ayers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Herbst?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. We have an additional emergency ordinance, and that is 19-22. Mr. McDonald?
An ordinance approving individual assessment amounts and directing the finance director or her designee to certify the amounts to the county auditor for collection and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So this ordinance assesses properties for delinquent accounts related to stormwater fees, trash collection, property cleanup, and weed cutting.
Thank you. Once again, I will open a public hearing, so if there's anyone in the audience who would like to make comment, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and then your comment. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and ask for a motion.
Your Honor, I move that we approve emergency ordinance 19-22 as submitted.
Second.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Herbst, second by Councilman Blakesley, that we do approve emergency ordinance 19-22. Are there any comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Ayers?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Herbst?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. We have reports from boards and commissions, and we have a variance, which is a fence at 6300 Miller Lane. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So the applicant is requesting a variance to allow the replacement of an 8-foot-tall wooden privacy fence where a 6-foot-tall fence is the maximum height permitted. The applicant's fence was damaged in the Memorial Day tornado, and the replacement fence was erected without a proper permit. The applicant contends that the fence height is necessary for safety. The Board of Zoning Appeals voted 4-0 to recommend approval of the variance request.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve the variance on 6300 Miller Lane.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Ayers, second by Councilman Blakesley, that we do approve the variance fence at 6300 Miller Lane. Are there any comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Ayers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Herbst?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. Council, you've had an opportunity to look over the Vandalia Cultural Arts and Public Art in Vandalia draft minutes. Any comments? That brings us then to council comments. Mr. McDonald? Mr. Cruzy?
Nothing this evening, Your Honor.
Councilman Blakesley?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Councilman Lewis?
Just one brief note. My wife's car broke down this morning, and I was driving it, and a great officer, and I can't remember his name, with the Vandalia Police Department, helped me out, and I'm forever grateful because I was freezing my hind end off. And so thanks to the Vandalia Police Department. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Ehlers?
Nothing, thank you.
Vice Mayor Herbst?
I'd just like to wish everybody luck in tomorrow's elections. That's all I got.
No.
Oh, excuse me. The most important thing that I had here to do today, and I missed it. I would like to excuse Councilwoman Farce and Councilman Gerhardt from all of tonight's meetings.
Is there a second? It's been moved by Vice Mayor Herbst and second by Councilman Blakesley that we approve or excuse the Councilwoman Farce and Councilman Gerhardt from all of our meetings this evening. Any questions? Would you call the vote?
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Herbst?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. We have no executive session this evening, so that means that we are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Give me one job to do.